Ross, what's going on? Cassie said for weeks that she didn't want to have any part of this trial.
It doesn't really matter what Cassie wants or doesn't want.
I thought you said they weren't going to subpoena her.
I made a mistake. I'll try and fix it, okay? Your Honor, the defense has an objection to this particular witness.
The defense has the state's witness list. The expected testimony of Mrs. Winslow cannot possibly be construed as a surprise.
Ms. Wolf, I know her name is on the list. The defense has yet another objection to Mrs. Winslow.
Mr. Marler, defense's objection to Mrs. Winslow as a witness?
Yes, Your Honor. My office sent out a list of requests to every witness that was on the list, and everyone responded except Mrs. Winslow.
This is ridiculous. No witness is ever compelled to speak with the defense, especially not the victim's wife in a homicide.
If I may be allowed to finish, because she did not respond, the defense had a reasonable expectation that she was not going to testify.
Well, the defense's erroneous assumptions are not the state's problem.
Look, Your Honor, all we are asking is a 2-day continuance so we can prepare for testimony.
And drag this woman's grief out for how many more days?
Your Honor, Miss Wolf wants me on the stand right now. Mr. Marler wants me on the stand in a few days, but no one has asked me if I wanted to be here in the first place.
Mrs. Winslow,
the only thing I want is my husband. But he's gone. And since that's never going to change, I would like to leave now with my daughter.
Your Honor, if I may. Mrs. Winslow, I am not trying to be cruel. Please know that.
I just want
to tell the truth, I'm sure, and all we want is your opinion if you think your sister did the right thing with your husband.
Your Honor, she can't be questioned at this
Sit down,
point.
Miss Wolf. I've yet to render an opinion on Mr. Marler's objection.
With all due respect, Your Honor, who is better qualified to testify as to Mr. Winslow's state of mind than his wife? Mrs. Lewis claims to know, but she has a lot more at
Enough,
stake.
Ms. Wolf, enough. I'm very sorry for your loss, Mrs. Winslow. But I'm afraid that not wanting to appear in court is simply not reason enough for me to dismiss you. I'm going to call a short recess while I consider arguments from both sides regarding the witness.
All rise.
Ross, what does all this mean?
If Cassie is allowed to take the stand, I'm going to have to try and discredit her testimony. I know that she's your sister, but your life is at stake, and we don't have all that much to go on, okay? Now, the jury can't have any doubt at all about your version of what happened in Richard's hospital room, and they certainly can't have any doubt about what Richard actually wanted.
Ross, you have to go easy on Cassie. It's only been in the last few days that things have started looking up for her.
I'm sure Ross will be delicate with Cassie, won't he?
You are missing the point. I can't be delicate. In order for the jury to believe Reva, they have to doubt Cassie. They have to doubt that she knew Richard's last wishes. They have to doubt that perhaps she was in deep denial about his condition, and that would just be the beginning. I'll be right back. I have to talk to the DA.
He's going to try and make Aunt Cassie look crazy?
He's just trying to figure out a strategy, sweetheart. Maybe our only one.
Joshua, I know what you're thinking. That if Ross goes too easy on Cassie, then... and she somehow manages to let them know how she feels about what I did, then
Reva,
the court will sympathize with her and they'll convict me.
Mom, no.
Sweetheart, it's a reality we're going to have to face. And I'm as prepared as I ever will be.
Mom, you're not allowed to talk to a witness.
Sweetheart, I'm not going to talk to a witness. I'm going to talk to my sister. Cassie. Hey.
Hey.
How are the kids?
Things are going much better now that the hotel's open. The money's coming in.
That's good.
And then I got the subpoena. We probably shouldn't be talking.
Well, we have to.
I still think what you did was wrong. But I don't want you to go to jail. No amount of suffering is going to bring Richard back. No. That's why I don't want to get on that stand. You know, I can't help you and I can't help Richard, but they're going to make me relive it. They're going to make me.
Cassie.
And I don't think I can do it.
I am so sorry. I am so
Terribly sorry. for everything. So am I.
All rise.
This court sympathizes with Mrs. Winslow during her time of bereavement, but given the fact that she's already present and she is the state's final witness, defense's motion for continuance at this time is denied. The witness will take the stand. Mrs. Winslow?
I can't believe this is happening. I mean, what court, what judge would just disregard what she's going through right now?
Yeah, but the jury won't, and that's our problem. If Cassie hates what you've done, so will these people.
Mrs. Winslow, I know this must be very difficult for you, but I'd like to go through the events of the evening of your husband's car accident. Now, you were actually in your own car at the time in the same traffic jam caused by your husband's accident.
Yes, Richard was, he was down the road.
And you were able to see him as the paramedics came and tried to rescue him.
This is not fair.
I was with the ambulance, yes.
And from that moment, straight up until the time of his death, you were with him.
Most of the time, but not all of the time.
Who was there when you were not, Mrs. Winslow?
My sister, Reva Lewis.
In fact, Mrs. Lewis was there at the exact time of his death.
Yes.
Now, we know from statements made by Mrs. Lewis that Mr. Winslow begged her to end his life because he was in extraordinary pain. In all the years that you'd known him, all the years that you were married to him, did your husband ever mention to you his wishes regarding extraordinary life support?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Your Honor, this is an important conversation had by husbands and wives everywhere, and perhaps Mrs. Winslow can enlighten us as to her husband's wishes.
Objection overruled. Answer the question, please.
Richard never talked about life support except to Reva.
Please answer the questions that are asked. Knowing your husband, is it possible that in a moment of monumental pain, he might have reached out to just about anyone to end his suffering?
Anybody might. I don't understand what you're getting at.
All I'm suggesting is that perhaps Mr. Winslow reacted in a moment of excruciating pain. And if that pain had subsided, and he had had a chance to rethink his request before Mrs. Lewis intervened, that perhaps he would be alive and well on his way to recovery today.
How would I know that? I'm not a doctor. How would I know anything except that my husband was in serious pain? I can't do this. I can't do this. I am trying to get back on my feet for my children's sake. I just can't do this.
Your Honor, counsel is badgering her own witness.
Your Honor, permission to treat this witness as hostile?
Permission granted.
That's exactly what she wanted, isn't it, Ross? To have permission to tear Cassie apart? What kind of justice is that? Stop her.
Eva, I can't. If I try and stop her, it looks much worse for you.
I am merely trying to establish that during his last days, you almost never left your husband's side.
Yes, that's true.
And during that time, you witnessed his seizures, his reaction to the pain.
Yes, but I didn't see his stroke. Reva did.
She was there. She saw his suffering.
Yes.
Mrs. Winslow, do you think your husband wanted to die?
I don't know.
Is it possible that your sister misinterpreted your husband's requests because of the amount of pain he was in, because of the severity of his medical condition?
I didn't hear what he said to Reva. I don't know. She heard what she heard, and she acted on it.
Mrs. Winslow, one of our most basic desires, basic instincts, is to stay alive no matter what it takes. Now, you were counting on your husband to pull through this, weren't you? Mrs. Winslow?
Yes. was. Of course I was.
Against all odds. Do you believe that your husband wanted to get well, that he was strong enough to pull through this?
Yes, I had to believe that. That was all I had.
Do you believe that he wanted to pull through this?
How can you ask me that question?
I can ask you that question because you're the one that knew him well. No one loved him better. Is it a reasonable hypothesis to think that your husband would have placed the responsibility for his death in someone else's hands other than yours?
I don't know.
Is it something that the man you loved would do?
Leave her alone.
Give up his life without telling you first.
I don't know. I don't know.
Mrs. Winslow. Mrs. Winslow, you have not been excused. Mrs. Winslow!